Oh, that's a bad word. All right, my title is A Girl from the Projects. I heard that we have to have a balanced life, spiritual, career, family, personal, and work. So I'm going to talk about two areas of my life, which is family and work. I was born and raised in Texas. My mom was a single mom raising 3 kids. Even though she was a hard worker, she didn't have that much, she had factory jobs, so all we could afford to do was live in the projects. But we were okay with it. She was a wonderful lady, fantastic. She always used to tell us how special and wonderful we were, and how anything we wanted to do, we could accomplish it if we just worked hard for it. So that's what we grew up with thinking. So in 1974, my mom moved us all to California, and our lives changed for the better. She could do a better job, she was making more money, and we lived in apartments, but at least we got out of the projects, which was nice for us. When I was 19, I got married and divorced at 24. I married my high school sweetheart. It just didn't work out, so we got divorced. I went back to college, got a college degree in computers, and then I started saving money for a house, and that's when I met my second and current husband. We've been married 24 years. We have 2 daughters, 19 and 21. My family means the absolute world to me. But after 24 years of working for a job and being a domestic engineer, I'm exhausted, I'm tired. And whenever it comes to my family, I always, when there's a problem and they come to me, I jump for action right away. I take over, I push them aside. I've got to do this, I've got to solve the problem. And it's just exhausting. It's just exhausting. I voice my opinions. They just get out of the way because I'll run them over. But I've tried to change those kind of things. I've tried to do things differently. Like, for example, I told my daughters they have to do their own laundry, and I can tell they do their laundry at least once a month because I can walk in their bedroom and you cannot see an inch of the floor. It's all full of clothing all over the place. But I just let it go, close the door, and walk away. But then there are times when you do have to be a super mom. Like, for example, this past Sunday, my young daughter was on a flight to Italy on a program for study abroad program for the kids. And the lunch truck driver that was delivering the meals to this double-decker plane crashed into the cargo door of the plane, and here goes 600 people looking for another flight. And you've got 30 study abroad kids calling their mommies, help, I'm stranded in San Francisco. And there I jump to action. I'm calling everybody. I'm calling the study abroad program people. I'm calling the travel agency. And guess what? They were booked as a group flight, which means that you have to take 30 students that were in that plane and book them somewhere else, all 30 at the same time. That's not going to happen when you've got 600 people looking for another flight. So my daughter finally made it to her destination in Italy after 51 hours and no luggage. Her luggage is lost. So, but that's okay because she's safe. The cargo door got fixed and we're fine. As far as my job, I have a college degree in computers from Cal State Fullerton. I worked in a room, in that industry, I worked in a room with 4 walls, a desk, and a computer, and I was super, super happy. When my daughters were born, years later, I took a job working for a website vendor, working from home, again, 4 walls, a desk, a computer, and I was in heaven. That's who I am. And I always bragged about this website job because it was only 2 employees, and I thought, God, I have a secure job. 2 employees, I'll never get fired. The only way I can get fired is if the job closes down and we're out of a job. Well, guess what? That happened to me 3 years ago. The company closed down, I was out of a job. So now I'm a licensed real estate agent, have been for 2.5 years. And I have a hard time getting out of my room and going out to meet 4 people mentally and physically because I'm still enclosed in these 4 walls. And being a licensed salesperson is not that easy for me. Sometimes it requires more than just talking to people, and I love talking to people, but it requires sales skills, and it requires taking rejection. And sometimes I'll hear people say, I don't like realtors, and I'm like, sometimes I don't either. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to read a lot of books, and I'm trying to get programs to become a salesperson, a professional one that I can be proud of, at least a couple steps higher than a car salesman, which is what a lot of people think we're like, you know? So how does this all tie in with a girl from the projects? I grew up with nothing but a desire to be a step above poor, and also to keep the family values that my mom had and put them on my kids. I've accomplished that, and my husband and I, we're comfortable, we're fine. But now with today's society, I'm starting to get concerned, thinking that maybe possibly we need to now be a step higher than middle class, and that's where my next goal is. That's it. Never left me.